Okay, right. I can't believe I did that. I'm late. I'm so late. When I made my thumbnails and when I wrote down the time, I was thinking 6 o'clock, and yet I wrote 5. And then I realized my mistake like half an hour ago, and I just wanted to start right away, and so I set everything up. And as soon as I was done setting everything up, they start drilling the walls, and so I had to wait for that to stop. And hopefully, these people drilling the walls, the people who have been doing it for years now, there can't possibly be anything left down there to drill. But I just hope that they're finally gone home to their wives, their kids, whatever life they might have, and just leave us alone for a bit. Right, so welcome to episode 8 of haQ Live. And in this episode, we're not going to be using Cubases. I made this little thumb thing here, and it's already dusty, and now I have to find my where is it? Right there. So yeah, I also have to check if this is going out. As usual, I've got my iPad here, so I'm gonna search for myself. So I type my name. This is very interesting, isn't it? And yeah, there it is. And so I gotta check the volume. Oh, I can hear myself. That's good. Well, I don't have my headphones, and so I can't plug them in so I can check if something's going on in the stream. Either way, so let's start over. Hello and welcome. Yeah, that went well. So today we're gonna be handling craft. Craft is something I've been waiting for ages. I've seen the development of this app by Studio Amplify. These are two guys in the UK doing these marvelous apps. They've also made noise with a Z or Z or however you pronounce it. And I've got two tweets here too. So right now, Craft doesn't have in inter-app audio mode. It doesn't have audio bus compatibility and other stuff. But in these tweets that Studio Amplified sent to me today, I think it was, they say that IAA is coming in the next update, and sample import and link is coming in the next update. So that's something to look forward to. And even without link and audio bus compatibility and in-app audio compatibility, the app still, it's just it's so marvelous. It looks great, it performs great. I'm gonna give you a little demonstration, and then we're gonna start building something from scratch. So it's gonna be like a live tutorial. Hello everyone who has joined up. I'm sorry that I'm late. I'm so sorry. Right, so I'm gonna tweak down the music in the background. Nice, like, well, wasn't that nice? And I'm just gonna stop this, and I have to have Cubases on in the background because yeah, my microphone is being processed through there. Let's go back to craft. Well, I say craft, but it's actually KRFT. It's hard to pronounce. KRFT. Okay, so this is something I built on last night. Sorry, just checking the volume. And I sat last night just building this piece, and I'm going to give you a little demonstration of what you can do with this, because it contains a synthesizer, it has the sample-based drum machine, it's also got a sampler in there that is very rudimentary right now. You can't really do much with it except playing the stuff in there, but there's going to be a sample import, and I do think that the guys from Studio Amplify are going to keep on working on this. I hope they do. There is so much more you can do with it, but at this stage, it is almost everything I hoped for. So let's get a little demonstration here going. Well, that's a little demonstration, and it's so wonderful being able to build a track like this, and it's not that hard. It's very, very easy. I mean, the synthesizers and everything are pattern based. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out of this session. I'm just gonna exit this surface, and I'm gonna start a new one. Let's see here. Starting a new one, you have it right here in the diamond shape, and then just press plus, and it's gonna open up a new thing here, and there we go. It's right there. It's a tabula rasa, just empty for you to fill your stuff. Now you I almost started speaking Swedish here. So you press the pen icon up there to get into the edit mode, and then you get this well, dotted grid, and so you just place whatever you want. To play something, you just press down and you will get this list, and you've got loop, fill, group, sample, morph, dial. We'll go through what that is as we build our track, and we're going to start by making drums, a drum loop. And so we press loop because we want this to be a loop. Now there are already 3 instruments loaded, and you can make more instruments, and this can be confusing when you're a beginner, when you want to add another one and you want it to be different, and you might just create several of these loops by choosing one like this, and then you do that and you add another loop, and then you press the same one. But if you want to make a new drum set, you have to press instrument and then you press drums, and so you'll get a new one in a new color, and that's how it works. So it automatically cycles colors. By the way, Studio Amplify, if you're watching this, you guys are amazing. But I do wish I could choose the colors myself, because, you know, we musicians have egos, and we have to be right all the time, and we have to have everything being made the way we want it, basically. Never mind, it's just a small detail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it. So if you've made something you wanted to delete, just press down on it and then press delete. It's the paper basket icon right there. So when we want to make our pattern, press on the diamond shape. By the way, you can also flip them, and that's how you make some awesome designs, that's how you get my point, right? I don't have to say it. So we press the pen icon. The pen icon is always the edit mode. And then we get into this, and here we can play our drums. And the cool thing with this is everything is locked to a tempo, so it's quantized. So if you're wondering why you can't play notes faster than 1/16th, then it's because it's quantized to that, and you can change the quantification. You can also turn it off, but I am a shitty finger drummer, so I need the quantization option on. So thank you, Studio Amplify, for putting that in, making music making easier for Yeah, I could have ended that so nicely, and I messed it up. So to input notes, you have two modes. You can either record directly in the app, so in the app, in this mode, in this view where you can play everything, you can record it directly. Or you could go to the pattern browser and then just put in your notes. And this works the same way as it does in Gadget when you're using, for instance, the London Gadget. Oh my, that was loud. All right, drums. No, not the pitch, not the pitch. Channel, volume. I'll show you how I did that if you're wondering what I'm doing. The cool thing with these pads are that they are velocity sensitive, so different things happen depending on where you place your fingers. And this can awesomely enough be set inside the synthesizer. I call it the synthesizer menu, all right, even though these are drums. So you press that little shape up there and you get into this little menu. And then you have these different menu items to go through. So we got channel. This is where you find your panning options, your filtering, the reverb. There's a global reverb on here. And so it's like a send, like this is, it's like a send, reverb send thing. So you just turn up the volume for the reverb on this particular channel or down like that. Then in drums, we have the pitch option, the attack, distortion. Then we have a delay, chorus, equalizer, and velocity. And in the velocity menu, here you can set how the sound will be affected depending on how you play around with the velocity. So, yeah, this is something I suggest you mess around with on your own. What I usually do is I like being in control. So I don't want there to be any filtering on my drums when I play it. And I don't want there to be any gaining on it either. So I'm gonna pull that down, and I don't want to mess around with the release. Basically, undoing everything here. So let's go back to the pattern generator, and I'm gonna try record. I have a microphone in the way right now, so yeah, I'm gonna. Someone is asking. Let's see here. Gavin V Tour is asking. No, he's not asking. Is stating this is the kind of app that represent the uniqueness of iOS. And yes, I would agree. The uniqueness of a touchscreen. That's what I would agree, because you could make something similar for Android. It it wouldn't be able to connect to anything and stuff like that because of the different hardwares and sorry, uh, no developer wants to try to make a generalized like s- thing for it, like audio bus or something like that. So, I mean, it would be an island among apps. Uh, but the strong points of a touchscreen is apps like this, especially when they look like they do, like this, right? So let's go into the edit mode again, and I'm gonna try to record it, and my hand is gonna get in way of the mirror here. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Oh, okay. I didn't remove the pitch there, but that sounded really cool. Now let's get banging with this. This is gonna be so awesome. The first thing I want to do is make a snare roll, and you make it so easily, right? So we press this little V shape OK thing here, and then we get out of this mode, and we press the X and exit the edit mode, and now no, we don't exit the edit mode. We go back into the edit mode, and then we press down the finger, then we tap the screen, and we add a fill option, and it's the diamond shape here with only outlines. So we get that, and then it asks what instrument do you want to use for this, and since the drums is this one, this is the drums, and we want to make a snare roll, we press there, and we get this, and it's got an empty pattern. And to make a snare roll, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the length of this. So I press here. Here we can see snapping options and the length options. We also have a clear button here, and then press down here, and I'm going to choose 4 notes. So we only have this much. Then we're going to find the snare, make 2 snares, yeah, and then okay, and check this out now. It's so easy. It's so much fun. And if you're using like if I would do this live, if I would use craft if I would use KRFT live, then I would use 2 iPads and I would build stuff on one of them and then mix over to it when I have something going, and then back and forth. I would do that, just juggling the beats like that, because you can see yourself. It's so easy to do stuff on the fly. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Let's make another snare roll, only a little bit faster. So another fill. I'm in the edit mode. Another fill. The Lux drum machine, and we go into the pattern. The pattern. We're in the pattern mode. Yeah, a fast snare roll. And exit. No, I'm gonna do it like this. Since this is the roll, I want to keep them close to this drum. See how easy that is? And even cooler, let's say we want to add some more effects. Say we want to filter the drums with a knob. So we go into the edit mode, we press down again on the screen, anywhere on the screen, and then choose a dial. All right? And then we tell it to control something in the drum set, in the Lux drum set that we're using. And right now, you can see up here, you can choose between the different things you want to control. So we've got filter frequency, that's what we want. And then we have pitch, we've got attaQ, gate, distortion, it just goes on. There's a lot of things in here. So I'm going to choose filter frequency. And what I'm going to do now is, let's see here, the default value, I'm not going to touch that. The default value is in the middle, and the middle, it's a scale from 1 to 100, I think, and the middle is 50. So in the middle, it won't get affected. You will filter off frequencies if you pull it down, or filter up frequencies when you pull it up. And the maximum value is 100. The minimum value is 0. So that means we can go from 0 to 100, right? And then we have the sensitivity. And this one, I suggest you do fiddle with. I've realized that a sensitivity of 4.5 is quite good for a knob, and I'll show you why. I'll just set the sensitivity to, let's say, 2, right? And so when I pull this, it doesn't move that much, right? Okay, and I want to move more, so that's why I'm setting the sensitivity higher. And we want it to snap back. Right now it's sticky. That means it will stay in the position where it is at the moment, where you lift, when you lift your finger from it, it will stay there. But a snapback will go back to its original position. So let's set the sensitivity to 4.5. Oh, Studio Amplify. I love you guys. I love you. Snapback, right? And it even changes in here. You can see that sticky is full like that, and snapback is outlined. Sensitivity at 4.5. And so it does, let's see here, just enter. See, it will move more now, and I won't have to move my finger outside of the screen to get to the minimum and the maximum. So what will this do? Yeah, this is so awesome. Right. Okay. So when we come this far, we might want to add a bass, a, a bass, a bass. And so we press the pen again, and then tap anywhere, and then a loop. You can see I'm having fun, can't you? I mean, this is just amazing. I just love this. And we're gonna go with a bass. And so these are UK guys, UK based guys, Studio Amplify, and you can hear it in the sounds here. There's a lot of grimy sounds. There's a lot of dubstep and drum and bass, and they've got the right kind of flair, when it comes to the sounds in here. I just love it. So let's go with the hexo wob. It it says hexo wob now, but we can change the sounds. So oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that basses like this, they're kind of sexual to me, okay? It's got the right frequency and everything. It's it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. When I hear stuff like that, I'm literally getting touched in my body by the sound of it. Okay, remember what I said about the velocity sensitivity? Yeah. Oh, it's so nice. Okay, we have to make sure that we've got the right scale. And so when it comes to hack attack, if you know who I am, then you know that no other scales works for me except from minor scales. And if you don't know who I am, if you haven't been watching Hack Attack, if you just stumble upon this, then well, now you know, basically. So what I did was I went up to the cogwheel menu here. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Cogwheel menu, and you get into the global controls with the synchronization of the loops, the loop counts, interactions, and stuff like that. But this is like global for. Is this global for everything? I haven't really checked. Either way, what I'm gonna do is press this here because here we come to the tuning. And so right now we're in C. I don't know if I like that. We're gonna choose the scale. I just tapped up here, it says scale, and then we get this minor scale. And hello to everyone, and hello to anyone that just joined up. I'm using KRFT by Studio Amplify, UK based app company, and they make sick stuff. All right, they've been working on this for what is it, like almost 3 years? It must more, maybe 4 years. I've been following the development of this, and I gotta admit, Studio Amplify, if you're watching this, I was a bit disappointed when Noise came out because it wasn't what I expected. I was disappointed. I lost a little bit of hope there. And right now, I feel so ashamed about that. I'm sorry I lost faith in you guys because what you've done is simply amazing. And I do appreciate the time it took you to do this. This is the right stuff. And maybe you should have a talk with the Alihupa people because they're working on this sharing service so that people can share their music. Korg is already on there with the gadget, and Propellerhead has their own apps on there too, like Figure and everything. And this could be a great thing to add in there too for people to share their music or whatever. So talk to them, start talking to them when you have the chance, because you might want to get on that sharing service. This is an app I think anyone would be happy to use and share music with. Minor scale, right? Stop talking. No, wait, I have to talk sometimes. So I think we're gonna go with C minor. That's okay for me. And into the edit mode again, and let's listen. No, not C. Let's go up to D. doesn't feel right today. I usually use C or D, maybe an E. I keep jumping out of the thing. You don't have to do that, what I'm doing. When you're in this, you just have to go back there to edit this mode, and then here to edit the synthesizer. And when it comes to the bass and the lead sounds, you have even more stuff that you can control, more pages here. And then you have the pattern browser, and here's the master tuning stuff. So oh, I love it. Let's start this one, and I'm gonna record something. Right, so I want to show you another thing in here in the pattern browser. If you don't wanna like play in your notes, if you just want to put in your notes yourself, then the way you control the velocity is you touch at the end of this thing here, and I'll show you what that does. So you can see that it goes lighter as it goes up and darker as it goes down. And so you're changing the velocity. And when you've got something like an LFO, like I have right here, right now, controlling the filter cutoff to make this wobble, then the higher you go, the faster that LFO is going to get. And the lower you go, the slower that LFO is going to get. So you can just put in your stuff here by hand. And that's the thing. As soon as you put something in, it will play. So when it can be a bit disorientating when you're playing the pattern and you're trying to work and you put in notes and then suddenly you get double notes, but it's not really nothing's going to happen to a project. It's just that the note you just put in starts playing. Yeah. Ah, I love it so much. Okay, so let's say that that's fine. That's fine. What can we do more? Can we control something with the bass? Well, actually, yes, we can. We can add a morphing utility or a knob or whatever. But I want to go to the lead sound, and we'll start doing something with that. We'll just keep the bass as it is. No, let's tweak the bass a little bit, and I can show you the synth engine. It's very rudimentary synth engine, but you can do a lot with it. It's got FM modulation in there, so I think this is like it. Well, it is it is FM synthesis, and I'll show you. So let's go into the synthesizer page, and let's go to the wave page, and I'll show you this thing right here. Kalle Kempe, one of my oldest friends from my hometown, he asks, "Can you grab two knobs with two hands?" Well, yes, of course. It's multi-touch. It's multi-touch. So you can control multiple controls, multiple. I haven't tested how many yet. So yeah. Oh, and anyone, if anyone is sitting here right now and you're getting this urge, like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I just want to go get it. Why don't you check in the description, because I put a link down there. I always put links down there when I have them, and so just click it and go get it if you want. When you do that, and this works for any kind of blog site or anything. We are all Apple affiliates, so Apple will pay us a small percentage of an app sale, uh, as because we're selling apps for them. And so if you like Discord, you can buy like Tim Webb's Discord. You can buy your apps through that, and that will also be a way of supporting him financially if you do that. And Music App Blog, um, by John, you can do it like that. So there are multiple, and I'm an Apple affiliate too, so I've got links in the description. So if you use those, you're supporting me, instead of just going directly to the App Store. So you know how that works. Right, so let's do a little tweaking in here. So basically, the synthesizer has two oscillators, or operators, whatever you want to call it. It's got a master pitch, and you can mix between the oscillators, the volume between them. And then you have the pitch of wave A and wave B, and this will they modulate each other. So let me just tweak it while I'm playing it. And then we've got a distortion page, and this will change your sound in a very drastic way, more than what the waves page did, depending on what kind of sound you're actually tweaking. So we got a fuzz effect. Oh, that's crazy. So this is what it sounds without it. Oh, 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 I love that. So that would be cool if you could modulate stuff like that. If so, Studio Amplify, if you're watching this, um, I don't know, I haven't really checked through everything. I think I have, but it would be cool if you created a control element like like a pattern generator, but only for modulating stuff. So you could make a loop of modulations and put that in, and it would be a controller only for modulating certain synths, so they would change over time. That would be a cool thing to add into the mix here. Okay, I kind of like the bass like that. So let's add a lead. And again, I'm in the edit mode. I'm just gonna tap down anywhere and add a loop. And let's see here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just checking so the volume is still okay. I had this thing with the live stream going haywire, mm, last week, and so I'm nervous that that's gonna happen. But it seems to be when I use an Ethernet connection, and I've got this dongle mess here. I've made a meme picture out of it. I'm gonna post it later on this evening on my Facebook and on my Twitter, and you'll see what it looks like. What I actually have to connect to my stuff to be able to broadcast using iOS only. And when I use an adapter that is like gives out too little power, then stuff can happen. So I'm gonna add a lead, and right, so let's see what I can make of this. I do think I want some delay on this. So we're gonna go into the synthesizer page, and we're gonna add delay. Up with that. Um, And I do think I want it to be softer in the let's go to the envelope. I'm in the synthesizer page again. I'm going to the envelope, and uh, Studio Amplify. Here's the thing: the attaQ is a bit. Some of these controllers, when I want to get a soft attack, I have to be really, really fiddly at the end of this to get it right because it differs so much. Uh, I don't know if is that the curve? Is that the curve? Maybe I've just, yeah, maybe I'm just not understanding what the hell I'm doing. That might be it. Uh, Disregard that Studio Amplify before I've tested this because I think it just might be me. Ooh, that's more like it. Okay, so let's get the bass going there. Oops. That works for me, but I want to be a bit more wet. So let's make it wet. No, I'm not gonna add a new controller, and we're gonna go into the synthesizer page, and we're gonna add reverb to this. And this is the send reverb, so it's a global reverb. So if you change the reverb, then that will change for all of them. I think that's what it was. Yeah, so if we're in this mode, outside of the edit area, when we press the cogwheel up here, we get to the master settings. And here we find all the master things like the tempo. Uh, it's got two different swing modes, which is awesome. And I didn't expect it because they do different things. They swing in a different way. So I do suggest you play around with that because you're going to find some really interesting things when you start using the B swing. It's gonna sound a little bit more jazzy. Well, that's what I feel like. It feels more like the kind of swing I get from my old jazz vinyl records, and it sounds absolutely great. And when you mix them together, it's very easy to make some really wonky beats and make those hits not really trigger exactly right. And I love that in music. I've listened a lot to Wiley and Dizzy Rascal, and it's like my most favorite grimers in UK music. And the beats that these producers make for them, they got some really wonky shit in them, and I just love that. And you can get that with these swing modes. So very cool. This is the first app I've ever seen that has double swing modes, two different swing modes. So let's see here. This is the reverb controls, and you've got, it's very rudimentary, but it does what it needs to do. So you got a room size, you got a level, and you've got a filter, and that's basically all you need. So let's try this. Right, right. Oh no, they're drilling again downstairs. Can you hear that? Could you hear that? Could you hear? If you heard that, please write it down in the comment field. What did it sound like to you? Because it's I'm using a gate and it did this rhythmical pattern thing. It sounded like something completely different. Either way, and so you can hear that when I changed the reverb, now there's a reverb send, it's been, they're drilling again. Oh, come on! What can you possibly be drilling down there? She's way past after your work time. Just go home. 20 past 6? Why are they still down there? Why? Why? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, since we changed the reverb and the drums also has reverb on them, we now get a wetter drum set. And so I'm gonna pull down on the reverb. So Studio Amplify, if you're listening, what I would like to see inside the reverb is a low, not a low pass filter, a high pass filter, because the worst thing with reverbs, adding reverbs, especially to stuff like drums, is that you get that rumbling effect, and it destroys the sound because it always overwhelms the effect itself, and it just gets rumbly and noisy. And when you're able to use a high pass filter, you can filter off the bottom and the bass, and then you get a cleaner reverb signal out. And so that's something I love. Right. Okay. And if anyone here couldn't hear the drilling, then it might have just looked like I just went ballistically crazy right now. I do go bonkers sometimes. Okay, they're drilling again. I'm so angry right now. I'm so angry. It's been, it's like the third year now. They're always renovating something downstairs. Right. Focus, Jacob, focus. So right now our volume levels, they aren't that great. I want to be able to pull down on the lead or the pad sound or whatever we made here and mix around a little bit with the drums. And so we do have a mixer up here. So when we press that, we get all of the instruments and modules that we're using. It actually created another drum thing here. No, wait, I did that, and yeah, and it's still there. But either way, whatever you might have in your project, you will get it up like this, and so you can mix it all. So let's do that. And now I want to show you something cool. Let's say you have two sets of different loops. So you've got this thing here, and then you've got something else built up here with its own drums and its own bass and its own leads. And the cool thing with that is that you can make a let's see here. We go to the edit mode and press down, and then we have this grouping option. And when I press that, we get this, okay? And it says select group targets. And what I'm going to do is that, and that. And with those selected, it means as soon as I press that, it's going to count in and it's going to start those loops. And let's say I had two sets with drums on each side here and bass. I could then make another marker, a group marker saying B, and then I could select those. And then you can switch between those. I'll show you what this does. So when I press this down, it will count in depending on the cycle of the loop. You can always see the loop up here. So there you see the syncing of the actual loop. And right now I do think that I have every loop in a master synced mode or something. Where do I see that? Master synchronization is master right now. Yeah, so the loop will start at the loop will I'll have to make a more proper hack attack episode of this and explain it better. So I'm just gonna press this. That's very cool, isn't it? Okay, so the best way I can show this to you is by dragging all of these here. And we do that. Because this is great when you want to do variations of stuff too. So let's say we want to copy this, and all you have to do is to tap any element and press clone, and it will become an exact clone of the other thing you just have there, all right? And so let's open this up and let's change a few things in here. Like that. And then we are going to clone this too, but we're going to keep it as that. And sorry, I went out of the edit mode. And then we're going to add another group button, and it says B now, and I'm going to choose these two and press, and I'm going to move these here. And so right now the A button has these three loops grouped to it, and then the B button has these, and I'm going to switch between these. So watch closely now, because they're going to count in and then trigger off whatever is connected to them. Okay? Which is awesome, because then you can easily switch sets. And for those of you who didn't see it in the beginning, that's what I did with my first project that I made. I'm gonna play a little bit more of it at the end of this episode. But this is so awesome, and you can trigger even stuff like that to it. Now, something that would be nice for a you can also use it to trigger a fill or an effect sound. Easiest way, go into edit mode, and we're going to create a sample. So this is what I said. This is very rudimentary right now. There are a limited amount of samples in here, and we can't add our own yet. But as Studio Amplify tweeted, sample import and link will be coming in the next update to KRFT, and also in-app audio or inter-app audio will also be coming, so that you can connect it to other stuff. So right now it's very rudimentary. I would like some more controls in here, like filter and a way of controlling the reverb amount and stuff, but we'll have to use this right now. So we can preview our stuff by pressing this. Oh. That's like an iconic sound for me. Just have to check. Let's see here. Is the stream still going out nicely? Okay. Right. Okay. So the stream is still going out nicely. I'm still nervous. Oh. I'm trying to find a smacky sound, kind of like that. And then let's see here. We've got pitch, volume, release, attaQ, and we've got the loop count, the interaction. We can either put it in toggle mode or we can put it in hold. I want to put it in hold mode, and so here it is. Sorry. And let's do it like this now. We move it over here. And I want this to trigger as soon as this loop bit starts. So we press we go into the, let me do this slowly. I go into the edit mode, I press this group button, and then press targets, and then choose this thing, and there we go. Get out of the edit mode, Jakob. And as you saw there, you can stop everything by also pressing up here. You can see the cycling of the synchronization going right now. And when you got something playing, as soon as you press there, you stop it. And this is also, oh, I think I found a little bug here. Could I have found a bug? Yeah, guys, Studio Amplify, are you here? Because I think I found a little bug. This is a little bit of a problem right now. Is it me? Did I do some? Oh, okay, I see. It was stuck there. How did I make it stick? I pressed the B target button and this at the same time, probably. I think that's what I did. It might be a bug. Either way, if you've come this far and you want to save your project just to make sure you won't lose it if you happen to run out of a battery, because when you're having as much fun as you will be having when you're using KRFT, then you want to save it. So we press these three dots up here and say save as, and then just give it a name, and I'll call it live stream hack save, and it's right there. And I'll show you. So we press this again and exit the surface, and then we have it there, live stream hack. If you want to enter a project, there are some projects in here so you can check out what you can do with it, basically. And we're just going to enter this again, and there we go. Right. Okay, so there are more shapes in here we can use. We've got a morph. Well, more. There is actually just one. We've used the loops, we used the fills, and these are just some ideas because you can do more. We used the fills so far to add a snare roll to our drums, but you could just use them to add different notes to a synthesizer, or tweak some settings and stuff like that. So there's a lot you can do with these things. This live stream is basically to give you an idea of what you can do with it, and then you just have to run with it. So grab the information and go do something with it. And as I said before, if you're feeling bored because or you feel like you want to go do this yourself, there is an app link down in the description. It's not expensive. I think it's extremely cheap for something like this, but you can find an app link down in the description so you can go get it if you don't want to sit here and watch me anymore. So let's add a morph button, and what we're going to do with this is we're going to control the master output, and so we get this. And here we have a filter value. We can change the tempo, we can change the swing, and we can choose the gain. Actually, it would be cool to change the swing, not the swing B, but the swing A. So the target value, let's put it up like that. I wonder what that will do. And there we go. Right now it's black, so it might be hard to see, but it's right there. Maybe I have to make some more. Let's just put it up target value. Am I? Wait, do I have to do something here? Wait a minute. I'll just time on, time off, time off, time on. I'm not getting this. I used this yesterday, and then I removed it. Why did I remove it? I gotta change something more. I'm trying to give you an idea of what you could do with this, and I'm making a really poor job explaining it. Am I doing something wrong? Come on, figure this out, Jakob. What am I doing wrong? Nothing is changing. Am I doing something wrong? The default value, I'm not supposed to fix with that. What am I doing wrong? All right, let's do the filter. Let's do the filter. Target value down. Down with the target value. Right. Okay. Right. So that's another thing you can do. And with all of these elements, it's so very easy to build up a track. Now, I've tried this on my iPhone, and sure, the interface is smaller, but you can still fit a lot in that window. And on the iPad Mini 1, which is smaller than the iPad Pro 12-inch, but it's bigger than an iPhone, and so it feels like you have double the screen size there, and you can easily fit two sets there. I don't have an iPad I can use now. Sorry, bit of a dry throat there. Okay, right. So, what can I show you more about this? Well, basically, we could be building on this. I have been live streaming for almost an hour, and I have basically shown pretty much everything you need to know to start out with this. You basically don't need more information than this. You've got synthesizers in there, you've got sample-based drum machine, you've got a sampler, rudimentary, but it's gonna get sample import added, it's gonna get in-app audio, inter-app audio compatibility, and it's also gonna get Ableton Link. So think about that. Something like this live, wow. And I just, yeah, yeah, it would be amazing. And then use a like an HDMI out and project this onto a screen or something using a projector or a big screen, TV screen or something like that. And so you can see the performance, because it doesn't just perform beautifully, it looks beautiful. It's just a stunning app. Keep working on it, Studio Amplify. Keep working on it. It is amazing. There are still some things. I want to show you another one, Studio Amplify, and anyone else watching. When you go into a synthesizer page, and let's say I pull up the volume fully here, and then I pull down the pan. Now, let's say I want to touch the volume and pull it back. Okay, this is the moment where it doesn't work the way it did before I started live streaming. So if I'm right now, I won't be able to grab the volume knob. Yeah, I can't grab it. You see, I can't grab it. It's too close to the pan. So that area, you need to do something with that, Studio Amplify. Um, what I actually have to do is to pull up the pan first and then pull down on the volume. So I would contribute that to a, well, it's not a glitch really, is it? I mean, it's working as long as you're pulling the pan first. But it is kind of annoying because many times I do just tweak stuff up to the maximum and then the one beside it to the lowest, and you can't grab stuff. It's just a bit, just a bit unpolished. So that would be nice if you could take care of that. Right. So what more? Um, what more? No, not more. I'm gonna go back to that. I'm just gonna save this again, and I'm gonna exit the surface and go back into my project. And ska vi se här. Vad säger du, Kalle? My friend Kalle Kempe asks if the time off and off is a slide portamento. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe I have to have the portamento off or something, because you do have a portamento control in the synthesizers. So let's go into the step on again, and I'll just play this a bit. And if you have any questions about the app, I mean, I've told you basically what I know about it. It's an amazing app. It's cheap. It's crazy, and the app link is down in the description. But if you have any questions to me or anything before I round this up, then just put it in the field, and I'll try to answer it, because I won't be too long. I have to get prepared now. Berlin is coming up this week. The making music, mobile music in the making, and so there's a lot of thing going on here. A lot of things going on, and also if anyone is living in the Leeds area in the UK. You can now buy tickets for the Leeds Music Nation, the haQ show. It's in April. I think it's the is it the 29th of April? I'll put up some info. I'll make a video as soon as I come home from Berlin. I'm gonna make a video about that because you can pre-order it now. It's like £25 for a ticket, and it's gonna be amazing. It's a school run by one of the guys. It's called Jonathan Vipond or Vipond. He's a guitarist, amazing guitarist, and he's run that school for some time now. And they do these master classes sometimes. And now I'm one of the main guests, and it's all gonna be about mobile music making. So let me perform a little bit with this, and then I'm gonna answer questions if you have any, which I hope you do. I hope you do have questions. I love answering questions. I just don't like listening to myself talk. So I'm probably not gonna listen in on this stream afterwards. Yeah, that's a great way to keep your ego uh, happy, not to check the previous mistakes. Of course, I'm gonna watch this live stream afterwards, and I'm gonna bash myself for doing everything wrong. Who am I kidding? Right. This is so nice. I absolutely love this app. Studio Amplify. This gets the haQ seal of approval. This is definitely going to be a contender for the haQ top 10 list app list for 2017. It's going to be an amazing year this year with apps. Okay, I could have ended that a little more nicely. So I'll answer your questions if you have them. Bo Beats, hello Bo. Very nice to have you here in the stream again. Bo Beats from Bo Beats. Bo from Bo Beats. come, come on, Jacob. Oh, I'm such a klutz. He asks if this will work on an iPad too. I couldn't say, to be honest. I could have tried this with my iPad Mini 1. The thing is, I think that KRFT. I think that KRFT needs iOS 10. I'm not sure, but we can check out. So let's open up the App Store, and of course I'm gonna need the internet for this. So let's just wait for that thing to connect. And while I'm waiting, while you're waiting, I can try again. Right, so we are going to search for Croft sound inspired. And it says you need, no, it says you need iOS 9.0. So technically this should work on an iPad too, but let's the thing is, it could run slow when you add a lot of instruments, but then again, you could always limit what you do with it. That's what I would do. I mean, think about it. When there's so much you can do with it, we can basically build our own keyboard here. Seriously. I mean, it would be so easy. Let's just do that before I end the stream. Exit Surface. Okay, I hope that I'm just gonna check the stream again so that it sounds good. Right, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up a new one and I'm gonna show you what I mean. So open up a new one and go into the edit mode, press down, choose fill, and we're going to grab the lead one, all right? And then we're going to do this. So into the edit mode, into the oh. Okay, I loved it, but you know it's I was way too it attacked me. Down with the volume. That reminds me of something. Either way, so let's do it like this. We're going to set the length to 4 notes. Right? And so we put it over here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to clone it. And then we are going to edit it and do that. And then we're going to clone and then we're going to edit it. Right? And so what we have here now is a keyboard, and you can move it the way you want. So even if you are limited by resources on your iPad or iPhone or whatever, you could just limit yourself to build in just what you need for a set. That's what I would do. That's what I would do on my iPad Mini 1. I don't have the iPad Mini 1, by the way, everyone. I gave it to my girlfriend. She wants it, and she wants to use it for one thing only, one thing, and that's running Impactor. She started drumming classes, and she's really, really good. She's really, really good. She's got that rhythm in her blood, and she can play really well, and she learns so quickly. So she's using Impactor on the iPad Mini 1, and that works. So she's using that to drum away, and so it's become an Impactor machine now. But you could basically just limit stuff. You could also make a loop bank with just some loops in it, drum loops, and trigger off those as soon as the Ableton Link mode hits. Just imagine what you can do with it. It's just amazing. Oh, yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna save this as keyboard. If you have any more questions, just ask away. Right there. And let's see. Is Bo Beats also asks if the app is the same for the iPad and iPhone? Yes, it is. It's just smaller, but it is the same. So the universal. You don't have to pay for it twice. You pay for it once, and then you can use it on either device. I have used it on the iPhone 6. But this is one thing. If these guys from Studio Amplify are watching, I can't imagine they have over an hour to spend on watching a video like this. But if you are here, then being able to share music, as I said earlier with Allihopa, it would be awesome to be able to share stuff, because the projects I've made on my iPhone, I can't transfer them in any way to my iPad, which would be a nice thing. That's something I want to do. I really want to do that. So that's another thing you can put on your list if you feel like you have the time for it. Yeah, right there. So that's Craft, everyone. I mean, that's Craft. Craft is amazing. Craft looks and performs amazing. And even if you're limited by your hardware, you can still find a great many ways to make it useful. I love these shapes. Look at that. I used to play a game that had these shapes in them. What was it called? Monument Valley. If you've never played Monument Valley, you should really go check it out. It's got these shapes. It looks beautiful, and the game is a mind. I almost said the F word, but it really messes with your mind with these geometric shapes and stuff. I mean, you can basically make your own drum set, and oh, and with sample import when that's gonna come, oh, just imagine you could make this sample trigger thing. Sorry for the glitch there. Um, no MIDI connection. Jean Sebastien Roch asked for MIDI connection. No, there's no MIDI connection. Uh, right now, I don't see why we would need it, but if you could write it out why you think that that would be needed, that would be a nice thing. Because if you do write it out why you would want that, I will read it, and if the guys from Studio Amplify listens, they will understand why you're asking for that. Because in my case, I don't feel like I need MIDI connectivity. I just feel like I need some way to route it into audio bus or Cubasis or anything else just for my live sessions, and Ableton Link just because I want to sync. But of course, you could use MIDI for syncing too, right? But I use Ableton Link more because it just usually just works. I have actually had some problems with Ableton Link with some setups I have, but not much though. Let's see here. Oh, a keyboard for the synth. Oh, of course, an input so that you could use a hardware keyboard to put in your notes. Of course. Yes, yes, of course. But it, I mean, if you look at the way that they made this, then I can understand why someone who plays a lot of keyboards would want that, but the way that this is made with I mean, it's very playable. It can be a bit hard to hit the velocity right when you do it like this, but so far I haven't felt like I needed the keyboard. But I can imagine that many people would like that. Yeah, so that might be something on their list. You could always write to them. Yeah, let's see here. MIDI input would be useful for getting patterns into it from external sequencers or other sequencer app. That's Andrew Cummings saying that. Yeah, sure, I agree with you. That could be something. That could definitely be something useful. Um, any more questions? You gotta ask while I'm on the stream. I've streamed for 1 hour and 12 minutes, and I want to end this at 1 hour 20 minutes. I don't want to go further than that because then it's just going to get lengthy. So while you're looking for questions, which I I don't know if you are, um, as I said a little bit earlier, the Berlin thing, it's coming, and it's coming with stormy speed. It's just, oh, it's gonna be so crazy. There's so many developers are gonna be there. So many apps are represented there, and I'm gonna have the chance to meet people, app developers in person, people that I've only spoken to through emails and Twitter conversations and Facebook messages and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. The problem is, most of these people, I haven't even seen pictures of them. I mean, I see their names and I see their pictures, but I can't recognize them even though I know their names. So it's gonna be an awkward position for me, just walking around there with people I have talked with a lot and not being able to recognize them. That's gonna be really embarrassing for me. Yeah. Um, by the way, if you wanna have conversations or talk stuff, gear and things, you should really use my Twitter. You can find it down in the description. I'm so bad at using Facebook. Facebook has basically just become an outlet for me to just put out my videos. And Twitter has been that too. But if you check my Twitter feeds, um, I'll usually respond quicker because you've got a shorter space to write. So, you have to be selective about your words. And with Facebook, you can write as much as you can. And I don't like the Facebook interface, and I don't like the way that you have to have another app installed for the messages. And so I haven't responded to a lot of messages. It's just a mess. With Twitter, you usually get responses right away with me. And then you also have my business email, and you can find that at my Squarespace site. It's Squarespace. It's jacobhack.squarespace.com. That's my business site. If you're a developer and you want to hire me to make videos, then you can find me there. You can find my rates there, and all the details to contact me and stuff like that. So I can't see any more questions. So I want to thank you all so much for coming to this stream. You are amazing always, and I've just been happy today because I've just looked forward so much to seeing KRFT being released. I didn't even know it was going to be named KRFT. It's KRFT. It's had so many names during the project, and I've just seen the effort that these guys have put in. I can't really talk about it because, it's the behind the scenes stuff, but I hadn't seen anything they did for many months now. I basically stopped looking when the Noise app came out, because Noise was awesome, but I couldn't do my own stuff in it. And now this comes, and Studio Amplify, you rule. Yeah, great show, good show, chaps. This is just amazing. You've done an amazing job with this. Keep developing on it, because the formula isn't perfect, and I don't think it ever could be perfect, which is good, because if something gets perfect, then there's no room for expansion or development. Let's see here. Chris Cree asks about export. Right. Okay. I'll show you. You don't have a loop export right now. You don't have that. So that's another thing you could put on your thing. I don't know how they would do that, but yeah, that's something. You don't have a loop export. So what I did was, wait, I didn't have to go in here. Wait, I am gonna go back in here. So Chris Cree, you asked about export. What you can do is press record, and then start playing. And the recording gets saved as soon as you press that sign up there. And so when you go to we go to exit the surface now, save changes. Yeah. And as soon as you've done that, you can check in your recordings, and here it is, live stream hack. And then you can send that with the opening command to different apps. So it does have an opening thing, but you have to record the stuff, and you won't get, I don't think you get perfect loops, but at least you can record it and you can send it to other apps. So with this mode, you can use it in your projects. I forgot to say that. Can't believe why I forgot it. I knew about this. I already recorded and tried something like that. So you basically do that. You can add it to your iCloud Drive. I've started using that a lot now, because moving files to iCloud Drive, it's super fast, and you have access to it on all your devices. Great way of storing your stuff and moving them about, instead of using the AirDrop system, which is also quite fast if you're using later models of iPad and iPhone. To remove it, you just press the dots, and you can rename or delete it. So simple as that. Opening command to send it after you recorded stuff within the project. So you have that, yes. And then you have the support button here, and so you can find the documentation, the Studio Amplify forum. I don't know if I have an account. I think I have an account there. If I don't, I gotta make one. You can email them, write a review. I'm probably gonna have to do that. I admit it, I'm bad at writing App Store reviews. I never ever read App Store reviews. I don't. I go watch videos, I ask the developers, I do other stuff. I don't read reviews. I don't. So I never rely on reviews to make my decisions on anything. I usually not written reviews. I want to hear stuff. Of course, I check reviews, but usually video reviews, or demos that the developers might have made. All right, so Twilight Zone, you might be a little bit late in the stream. You ask about the inter-app capability. Right, it doesn't have inter-app audio at the moment, but don't worry, I'll show you this. I made this little splash screen. Right here we have two tweets by Studio Amplify, and in one it says sample import and Ableton link coming in next update, and inter-app audio as a source is coming in next update too. So we just have to be patient. And no, I trust these guys now. I've always trust. It's not like I distrusted them. It's just that I lost interest of the noise because it wasn't what I expected. I expected this KRFT. I expected that, but noise with noise, it's got that same beautiful interface, intuitive, very cool. But you couldn't put your own stuff in there really. So I've been waiting for this for Craft. And so Studio Amplify says that it's going to be there, inter-app audio, sample import, and link. And hopefully they'll just keep on developing after that because you can add more stuff to this. So we are going to be able to connect it to other stuff. Right, everyone. So Marcus Ziegler in Berlin, there's this event now, a symposium, mobile music in the making. It's in the Institute of Music. It's Berlin. It's a school, higher level school where grown-ups go to, and there's gonna be this thing from the 10th to 12th this month. It's this week. I'll be there on Friday in Berlin, or Thursday, I think. And there's going to be, I think, some kind of lectures and stuff, and it's all going to be about mobile music making. I've talked to Matthias Krebs, one of the arrangers of this whole thing, and he said that there would be some documentation going on with videos and stuff. I'm gonna try to document some stuff myself, but there's gonna be a lot of developers there talking about apps, about the business side of it, um, the intuitive, the strong points about having touch surfaces, everything mobile music you can think of, linked to iOS and stuff like that. So 50 developers or something or more, they're gonna be there. You're gonna see Sebastian Dittman from Audiobus. He's gonna be there. I'm gonna meet him there. Also, Ashley Elston from Palm Sound. He's gonna be there. He contacted me through Twitter and asked me if I was going, and I said yes. So I'm gonna actually have the opportunity to meet the guy in person and shake his hand. And he hates hearing this, but that guy is a legend when it comes to mobile music making. Um, is there anything? Right. Okay. So that's the show. This was attaQ Live showing off Craft KRFT by Studio Amplify, and it's been a great live stream. I've actually had a lot of fun. This has been the most fun one, um, believe it or not, and I'm so grateful that you could join up on this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I also have a Patreon page. So if you want to support creativity and good content here on YouTube, then you can just join up on Patreon. If that isn't your cup of tea, then just press the thumbs up on the video if you liked it, and if you think that the video itself deserved it. If you want to see more of it, you can share the links to the video and talk about it to anyone who might be concerned about music making. I'm sorry. I'm all speeded up now. Oh, this is so much fun. I'm gonna have so much fun. And that's pretty much it. As usual, I wish you a very, very productive week. I'm gonna get back to making normal hack videos as soon as I come back from Berlin. And then I'm also gonna get ready for the Leeds thing where I'm doing this masterclass together with Jonathan Vipond of Music Nation Leeds. Yes, right. So, yeah. as usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it. And oh, I was hoping that I was going to do this really nice, like saying it and then punch off the hack attack track that isn't playing right now, and I messed up. Thank you so much for joining up, and I hope to see you in the next live stream. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go now. I'm just gonna let the music run for a little bit, and have a nice day.